In this video, I'm going to show you how to use Calculatoria to calculate markups. And so I'm going to start with number 7. And so for numbers 10 through 13, you'll be calculating the dollar markups and selling price with just knowing the cost and the markup percent. And so for number 7, we have a cost of $850 and a markup percent of 40%. So when we enter this in Calculatoria, you'll enter the cost times the markup percent, and make sure you enter the percent symbol when you do this. This is going to give you 340. Okay, and as I mentioned in last week's announcement and the assignments, you do need to use the percent symbols because you are getting graded on the proper use of the calculator here. Okay, so once you get that, this is our dollar markup. You can go straight ahead and press your plus sign and then add the cost, which was $850. And this gives me a selling price of $1,190. Okay, so that's how you'll complete questions 7 through 13. Numbers 8 through 14 are going to be a little bit different. And so what you'll be doing is first finding what is 100% plus the markup percent. And so say we have a cost of $780 and a markup percent of 140%. To figure out 100% plus that markup percent, we need to do some calculations here. So I'm clearing out my calculator and I'm starting with 100 plus 140. I'll press my percent symbol. That gives me 240, and this is expressed as percent. So this is 100% plus 140%, okay, which gives me 240%. To calculate the selling price now, what I'm going to do is to multiply this by 780, and then I'll press my percent key, and this gives me a selling price of 1,872. Okay, so that's the fastest way to calculate this. So even though 240 was our percent, we still press the percent key at the end only because we had entered 240 first, and it won't allow us to convert that to a percent initially. But you could have also done 780 times 240%, and that too will give you 1,872. Okay, either way works. I just like using this first option here because all you have to do is to type in times 780% rather than retyping it. For questions 15 through 21, you'll need to calculate 100% plus the markup percent as well as the cost. And so I'll go over how to complete question number 15. So here we have a selling price of $1,240 and a markup percent of 60%. So the first thing we need to do is to calculate the markup percent, or 100% plus the markup percent, which is 100 plus 60. And I am going to enter my percent symbol there. Okay, this gives me 160%. Okay. And so now what I'm going to do is to just clear out my calculator, and I'm taking the selling price, 1,240. I'll then use my division key, and then I'm going to enter 160 and the percent key. So this gives me a cost of $775. Okay, for questions 16 through 22, you'll be calculating the dollar markup and the markup percent. So again, I'll clear out my calculator and I'll show you how to do question number 16. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is to calculate the dollar markup. So your dollar markup is your selling price. In this case, it's $252 minus the cost. That gives me a dollar markup amount of $132. To calculate the markup percent, Without clicking anywhere else, you'll go directly to your division symbol, and then you're going to enter the cost. In this case, it's 120, and then press your percent symbol. Okay, this tells me that the markup percent is going to be 110. So I'll show you what happens if you don't press your percent symbol. So if you had just entered 132 divided by 120 and pressed equals, that gives you 1.1. But because we want this expressed as a percentage, you do need to type out this percent key. Okay, so just remember where to press those percent keys when you're doing these calculations in Calculatoria, as you are getting graded on using that percent key on the calculator.